Okay, anyway, this chart. I mean, like I said, it's a version of AMC. It's a version of the AMC chart. Now, if anybody knows what we're actually specifically looking at, don't say it in the chat if you can swing that, because I'm trying to show something here, trying to illustrate a bit of reality. I'm trying to illustrate a few points here, things that are true. Okay, that's very important. These are things that are provably true, and you know, in terms of how the market works, how the market works, how the structure of the market operates, and how that translates into certain um, reporting metrics in the market and price and all these things, right? Maybe some people see where we're going already, but still, shut the fuck up about it. If you do, anyway. Okay, so I mean, let me just zoom in here a little bit. Obviously it's a line chart. I mean, duh. But here's our run up right in this area, and back here in January of 21, and all these random ass pump and dump operations that happened over this whole period, 2 years, when I and a few other people, but it's not even about that. I'm not making it about that. I'm making it about this. Okay. That's one thing that people that think that we're shills or FUD or anything like that, that's the first thing. Like, we don't have to be here doing this, so I'm just trying to show something that, you know, it- just stick with me, all right? I don't know if Morantz is out there, but this would be a good one for him too. But I mean, everybody. Anyway, not like I'm a genius or anything, but it's just like, okay, we need to address this. We need to address some of the nonsense that is being used, right? That's being used by these clowns over here on YouTube. So yeah, we're looking at a version of AMC here, and the point of this is to address something that has been misused for a long time. One of the things, okay, and well, I'm just going to let this one sit here, this chart, and it doesn't have to be necessarily in a line, but it could be candles, whatever. Why this? Why that? Instead of focusing on, well, the short volume is insanely high today or whatever, and you don't even know what you're talking about. You don't, first of all, you don't know if it's high. Secondly, you don't know what it means if it's high. Third, you don't even know what it is to begin with and what it represents, which takes me back to the very first thing that we talked about in this stream, which was this chart, this version of the AMC chart that I mentioned. And, you know, what is it that we are looking at here? Because it shows AMC over here on the right, but I don't know if anybody caught that I've got the candles actually hidden up here. This is not this is like a lower indicator window. So how about if I do this? So we're looking at something that mirrors AMC, sort of, right? Now, I don't know. Marantz, you out there? You paying attention? Probably not. Well, just pay attention and rewatch the video a few times. You'll get it. All right. Um, yeah. So we got something that sort of mirrors the price more or less. And just like we said before, now is it perfect? No, but and let's go to some place like June 2nd. 2021. So here it is right here. But notice that on this orange line chart thingy, it's actually higher on the 27th of May, right here. Because these are the biggest spikes that you can look at here. And this one, so there's the 27th. Okay. So it's a little bit shifted, but in terms of where these rises and falls happen, here's a good one. Oh, here's a great example. Look at this. That's fantastic. Look at that. March 22nd. Was this when ape was announced or something? I forget. I don't know. So I don't know. There might be some people out there that would think that this is on balance volume that we're looking at down here, but it's not. It's not on balance volume. Definitely not on balance volume. But the volume part's right. Volume part's right. All right.
That's why we're having all these FTDs.
No school tomorrow, apparently. All right. While I'm getting this queued up here, I'm going to come back to, yes, sir. I'm going to come back to this chart and go ahead and reveal that this, what we're looking at down here, is the FINRA reported AMC short volume. I repeat, it's the AMC short volume. And so here's another way of verifying that, or getting a clue that when the apes clamor about the short volume being high and how it's a bad thing and how it represents fraud and crime. Do they they are self-aware then, I guess, huh? They do realize that they were the ones pumping this. I don't think that's what they mean. I don't. Tony, where are you? Where are you, Tony?
Do I think that's the case? I don't know. I don't really think that's the case. I don't really think that's the case.
No, I don't think it's the case either. Because what we know to be the case is that, and I'm not going to go through this. I've gone through it before in detail. I have a video, an actual video about it on this channel, but we know that essentially short volume is long. And, this chart right here on this squeeze metrics report is very handy. And it tells you that if the investor buys, the market maker sells. Well, of course, we know that. But the sale is reported as short. If the investor sells, the market maker obviously buys, and the sale is reported as long. And we've been through why this is and how this works and what it means. The market maker fills the investor order by facilitating the trade by shorting shares. Thus, short volume is actually representative of investor buying volume, and non-short volume is representative of investor selling volume. And what they did was they looked at stocks and they showed this correlation like universally. So, and we know that this is how the market making business works. But I liked looking at it here. And actually, if you wanted to even be more direct, right, you could put it on the same pane, and you can see the spikes line up for the most part. Why don't they line up exactly? Well, you have a settlement period in there. And so that is going to shift things a little bit, potentially. It's beautiful, isn't it? When you have the spikes in short volume, it lines up with almost perfectly with all of the pumps. All of the big green candles happen when there's a spike in short volume. So that's what we've been trying to say That's what we've been trying to get people to realize, that the bigger point here is that you don't know what you're talking about, essentially. And if something like this is the exact opposite of what most people believe, yet they're unwilling to acknowledge it or even look into it, you got to wonder, okay, what the hell else do they believe? Number one, but then you have to just come to the realization that they're just totally fucked. Unfortunately, I mean, like this is the market. This is a great microcosm for how complex and illogical these markets can be. When you buy something, it gets marked down as short. Actually, yes. So anyway, that's what this was. The yellow line's short volume. It lines up nearly perfectly with all of the large pumps in the stock price, and that's because it represents buying and not actually selling. Okay, so now good. Now where's the video that I want? It's right here.
More rants, okay?